Good morning and welcome to episode number 337 of Simplifying Live with me, Shashank Nigam, your host and the CEO of Simplifying. A friend of mine shared a story on LinkedIn. He had booked a flight on Lufthansa from Berlin to Bangkok and returning from Singapore back to Berlin. His flights were as follows: from Berlin to Munich, Munich to Bangkok, and then finally Singapore to Frankfurt, Frankfurt to Berlin. All of this was booked on Lufthansa's website. His flight itinerary had Lufthansa flight numbers. The first flight went well. The second flight was a different story. When he was connecting from Munich to Bangkok, he realized that his seat does not have a pillow or a blanket, as is usually the case in Lufthansa's long-haul airline flights. Then, to his surprise, the in-flight entertainment said, "Shh, the in-flight entertainment is sleeping right now. Just swipe your card and for €9 you will have free access to lots of movies." Well, not free, paid access to lots and lots of movies. Then came the other surprise. Blankets were being sold for €6, headphones for €3, pillows for a bit more, sandwiches and food was being sold as well. Because he had booked a classic fare, he was given a little sandwich and a drink as well, for free. He realized he was on Eurowings. He went back to his itinerary and realized that nothing on the itinerary said Eurowings, which is Lufthansa's low-cost long-haul subsidiary. It just had a Lufthansa flight number. He was disappointed, especially because Lufthansa has recently been awarded the 5-star status by Skytrax. Now that's a different contentious issue that we can have a discussion on, but the fact remains that Lufthansa itself is a premium brand and Eurowings is a budget brand. It's pretty clear and they're quite differentiated. So how then do codeshares lead to confusion? Why do codeshares exist? So let's step back a little. Codeshares are extremely profitable for airlines to transfer passengers between hubs, to transfer passengers from one airline to another airline with whom they may not have a working relationship. Codeshares allow airlines to send passengers to where airlines don't fly themselves. In Lufthansa's case, Eurowings happens to be a fully owned subsidiary. The challenge is that the brand experience can differ dramatically between one airline and the other that are code-sharing partners. This doesn't just happen between a full service and a low-cost airline. Imagine you're flying Star Airlines from, let's say, Los Angeles to New Delhi. And your first leg is from Los Angeles to Singapore on Singapore Airlines, and the next leg is on an Air India narrow body to Delhi. Now that's a tough one because the difference in a Singapore Airlines long-haul wide-body aircraft is certainly very different from an Air India narrow body to Delhi from Singapore. Yet they're part of the same alliance, but probably you knew that you're flying Air India on the last leg. In Lufthansa's case, it just was not clear. And I think therein lies the solution. Airlines need to make it very, very, very clear to passengers that they are on a codeshare flight, that the brand experience will be different. What to expect. Once the expectations are set right, I think it's fine. I don't think it's a matter of code-sharing with a lesser airline between a lesser or more airline. I think it's about setting expectations right. Many airlines try to bring the levels up and make it as consistent as possible. For example, Singapore Airlines and Silk Air, the narrow-body subsidiary of Singapore Airlines, has been flying lots of regional routes. But only now it has been announced that Silk Air will be integrated into Singapore Airlines, but only after 2020 when they have full flat beds in business class. That's to ensure that the passenger experience remains the same if you're transiting from a flatbed in Singapore Airlines to a flatbed in Silk Air. Similarly, Emirates and Fly Dubai have now started codeshares because Fly Dubai has full flat business class up front, and hence the experience is closer. I wouldn't say the same. It's closer to the Emirates wide-body experience. Most airlines cannot do this, and it takes way too long to do this. And that's why the solution is to ensure that expectations are set well, set clearly, and not a single opportunity is left to inform the passenger that this flight is going to be different. Once the expectations are set, even if they're exceeded by a bit, the passenger is happy. And that's the key. Code shares are not going to go away. Code shares are only going to increase. It is the airline's responsibility to ensure that the passenger is well informed. Otherwise, they risk diluting the brand, as we saw in Lufthansa's case. I'll share the link in my show notes. Meanwhile, I'd love to have your comments and feedback on LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, or YouTube. I will catch you tomorrow. Until then, you have a great day. Bye-bye.